Hello to those who are thinking of me. Don't worry, I'm also thinking of you. Today I'm gonna share a story wherein we can learn a lesson. Thank you for our sender from Canada. If you wish to share also your story, just send it through email or through my Facebook account, which I put the details below. Before we start, please subscribe and like the video if you enjoy it and share if you want others to hear it. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
This is the story of George.
I was just 5 years old when my father passed away. I am the youngest and have two older siblings. Before my father died, he told her sister that one of us will be given to them so that when time comes, this kid will care them too. In short, because I am the youngest, I was left at my auntie and I treated her as my mother. She is very strict and rude. Every time I did not do things right, she always whips me. But despite those treatments, she still cares for me because she got a nice job. And when she leaves for work, I was always left by my grandma, the mother of my late father. My grandmother loves me very much, and I love her too. But when she passed away, things have changed. I was grade 5 when I met my biological mother. We are taking a bath at the river together with my friends when a motorcycle came and one of my friends shouted, "George, your mom is here!" "Mom!" I was shocked and get curious, asking myself, but I ride the motorcycle and go home. When I get home, a lady hugged me, yet I don't know her because I've never seen her. And she said, It's me, son, your mother." She hugs me tight while crying, but I never moved or talked. When my aunt suddenly said that, "Hug her, she's your real mother," and I hugged her back just to respond what my auntie told me. I am still mad because I can't understand why did they left me. After a while, we became close and I introduced her to my friends. My life became complete for a moment and proved that I am not an orphan and to stop them from bullying me. My mom promises me that she will come back after I graduate in grade 6, but it never happens. 5 years have passed and I never see her again. I graduated high school and became a teenager without them by my side, compared to my classmates and friends who have their parents guiding them always. My life becomes miserable. I started to be addicted to liquor, girls, and even learned to gamble. I became a man in the street. 24 hours, we go near barangays to enjoy dancing or whatever, just to forget them. Until my anger taught me how to talk back even in front of the food, every time my mommy reminds me to avoid the bad things I'm doing. I was always involved in troubles. My life is very miserable at that time. Whenever I remember my biological mom, I always cry, even in front of my troop while drinking, and the topic is about family. 1,000 needles are ripping into my heart, and it hurts a lot. It hurts very much. Why me? I always ask myself why it happened to me. Time passes and I continue to study Even it's hard because I'm out of concentration. I graduated in high school and continue my journey as a college at Ilocos. But it ended in a moment because I joined a group or fraternity without direction with my failing grades. One day, I thought it was my last when we fought the other group, and I'm not aware that my life is in great danger that night because I am their target. Thanks to my friend who shouted, "George, at your back!" When I turned back, a man holding a dagger aims me, but I uses my elbow to avoid and get a scratch below my elbow. I managed to run. That night is very memorable because the fight between the two groups continued, with injuries in my group and death in the other group. This incident ended my stay at Ilocos because my aunt who raised and sent me to school was notified of what I am doing. They instructed me to go home to Bulacan to avoid any trouble. I continued to study and no more trouble. I decided to work as a crew in the famous fast food which is Jollibee. While working in the day, I still mess around during the night until we encounter again trouble and it's serious. The opponent is in critical condition because a 5 inches nail was pierced into his body and we need to pay for it. We managed to find the money for the hospital bill and for the medicine, and the case was solved. Because my mommy, the one who raised me, cannot handle me anymore, she sends me to my uncle that supports my studies when I'm still at Ilocos. He is working in Saudi Arabia at that time. My journey in Saudi started, and I worked there as an AutoCAD operator. Even if I did not finish my studies, a kind-hearted engineer taught me on what to do. I spent my 4 years there, and during my stay, I tried to avoid troubles and illegal activities, but I think it always follows me wherever I go, because an incident happened again in one of the cockpits in Saudi. I helped the person involved because I know him, and gambling is illegal in the country. The conflict between Filipinos was settled. In the year 2012, my first contract ended and have my vacation in the Philippines. Despite what I experienced there, I was able to earn some money. I told my real mom to come at Bulacan to see me again, and it happened. She came to Bulacan and asked for forgiveness. I forgive her because whatever had happened is already in the past, and she is always my mother. One day, while browsing my Facebook account, I saw a beautiful profile of a girl and added her. Gladly, she accepted my request. Her name is Aileen. We became friends. Later on, she became my girlfriend. I thought she would be one of my collection, but I was wrong because when I returned to Saudi, we spent our time through video calls. And this unreliable boy did not change at all and find another woman in Saudi who have already a child, and according to her, she is separated from the father of her baby. There was a time when I have misunderstanding with Aileen because she knew that I have another girl, and I let them talk because of anger. In the end, I cried and asked for forgiveness from Aileen. She doesn't have a choice but to accept me again, and because of that, I was amazed because despite of all that happened, she forgives me. From that day, I try my best to care and show my love for her. until we decided to marry. 2013 when we go home in the Philippines and continue the wedding. 1 year after our marriage, she get me here in Canada. Now, I am happy with my life here together with my very loving and caring wife. We are blessed with a baby girl, and my communication with my family in the Philippines is now stable. We are living peacefully here in Canada for 7 years, and I thank God because He trained me how to be strong. To those who struggle, don't give up, but stay strong. Never expect support from others while you can stand on your own, and keep the faith because He will guide you until you find what He prefers for you. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope you learn a lesson.
You've just heard the story of George. See you on the next story.